Hello everyone on YouTube, it's Jordan here. Sorry for everything around here, I'll just move it all out of the way. So today we're going to be looking at some of the dumbest keyboards that I wouldn't recommend you get. So, if you've ever owned a keyboard in the past, you'll know how good the keyboard was. Now I'm not going to bother turning on the lights because it's daylight, so you should be able to see from there. But if you can't, we're just going to be discussing the things. You're not going to be able to see out if there is no lighting in this room. Right, let's get on with it. So, there are some keyboards that manufacturers have made that are just plain right pathetic, and I'm going to talk about them right now. Number 1, Yamaha PSR E360. Now, the Yamaha PSR E360 was said to replace the already popular PSR E363. The difference? Well, no. It's just basically a PSR E263 with touch response. Nothing different. It's exactly the same keyboard. And it just doesn't do it for me. What's more, Yamaha has a high recommended retail price on it. But I don't see where they're going with it. It just doesn't, work really well with today's modern technology. There's no MIDI, no option to record stuff. Well, if you can, you can, but only one track. Personally, I'd stay away from this keyboard. Number 2, the Yamaha PSR 550. The Yamaha PSR 740 was a really hard keyboard at the time, and loads of people were wanting it, and it's still a really popular keyboard today. However, introducing the not so popular Yamaha PSR 550. Introduced in 2001, the Yamaha PSR 550 would replace the PSR 740, but it did in a terrible way, I'll tell you now. While it has quite a lot of rhythms, they're not good rhythms, especially when you count the fact that the PSR 740 has better rhythms than the PSR 550. What's more, a lot of the songs are the same as on other keyboards, so it's really not showing anything new. Yamaha haven't figured anything out about that, I'm afraid. So I'd personally stay away from the PSR 550. Yeah. So if you want a good PSR model, you're best off going through the PSR 8000 at the time of the 550, or go and pay for the PSR 740. Number 3, Yamaha PSR 82. This is just a clone of the PSR 200. Nothing different. No new features, no new styles, and definitely no MIDI, because the PSR 200 didn't even have MIDI. Other than that, there's not much to say about the PSR 82, other than it's just a keyboard you should stay away from if you already have the PSR 200. Now, the PSR 200 is a great keyboard. Number 4, Yamaha PSR E313. The Yamaha PSR E313 is a redesigned version of the PSR E303 with 2 different songs that are different to each other. Also, the PSR E313 allows you to register a style, but in today's world, the Yamaha PSR E313 can't communicate with today's computers, so I definitely recommend staying away from that keyboard at all costs. It has 61 full-size keys, 106 rhythms, 102 demo songs, and about 400 instrument effects. But other than that, here we go. Stupid notifications again. Other than that, I personally stay away from it. So let's look at the keyboards we've touched on so far. The new PSR E360 at number 1, the PSR 550 at number 2, the PSR 82 at number 3, and the PSR 313 at number 4. But what could be even worse than the PSRE 313? Well, I'll tell you now. Enter the Yamaha PSR 410. The Yamaha PSR 410 is basically a downgraded version of the PSR 510. Only difference is that the 410 doesn't have reverb, whereas the 510 does. And also, I don't know much about the 410, but I guess it doesn't have any multi-pads. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Yeah, the PSR 410 just doesn't play well. Don't get me wrong, the sounds are good, but the whole operation, it's just basically a clone of the PSR 510, but without reverb. Moving on to number 6, we have the Yamaha PSR 400. Given that the PSR 500 is already a popular keyboard as it is, enter the not so popular Yamaha PSR 400, which is basically the same, except there is no multi-pads. Instead you get drum pads, and there is no reverb. That's the only difference between the two keyboards. So yeah, number 7, the Yamaha YPT 220. Not the PSR 220, because the YPT 220 and the PSR 220 are completely different keyboards. But here's why the Yamaha YPT 220 is a terrible keyboard overall. 1. A lot of the songs built into the keyboard are for kids. 2. The styles on the YPT 220 are just a repeat, barring one style. And number 3, the sound hasn't changed at all. Bear in mind that Casio had already included their sound, have been improving their sound quality a lot longer than Yamaha have. Yamaha have just been sticking to the same sounds for the last few decades. Well, not decades or so, but in the the mid-2000s, 2005 onwards, which is when the PSR 220 was said to have been released. I mean, no, not the YPT 220. The PSR 220 came out in 1996. So, yeah. The next keyboard we have on the list is the Yamaha PSR 150. Now, as far as I know, it's not that much of a great keyboard, considering the fact that the PSR 77 beats this keyboard by a milestone. It's basically a clone of the PSR 75. Yeah, nothing too special about it. But other than that, I'd personally stay away from this model. It's got terrible sounds. Well, terrible, sound quality. Now for the last keyboard we're going to go for. We're talking about the Yamaha PSR 292. The Yamaha PSR 292 is a clone of the PSR 290 and was said to be an improvement over the PSR 290. But all it is just a new redesigned colour and a new redesigned look, making it hard for the visually impaired to differentiate between which keyboard's which. However, they both have the same songs, but I can tell you now, you're better off going for the PSR 290 because it's a good keyboard and all that. Don't go for the 292, it's not good. So there you go, guys. Those are the top keyboards that I wouldn't consider buying. So let me know what you think in the comments, and the more comments I get, I'll be able to do a video on the top 10 keyboards you should buy, or should I say the top keyboards, because I don't think I did 10 there. Anyway, this has been Jordan Livesey, and I've certainly enjoyed making this video, so I'm hoping to make some more in the future on keyboard review, on the keyboards you should buy and which ones you should not. Those were all the Yamahas, so I don't know much about Casio since I only ever had about 3 Casios. I'm more of a Yamaha person. Anyway, this is Jordan Livesey signing off saying have a good day everyone.